What is going on? We're back in Clash of Clans today, guys, and I am really excited to bring you another Queen Walk / Queen Charge guide today, teaching you guys how to learn the best way to attack if you have a high-level queen. What is up, my friends? My name is Echo, and that's right, we're in Clash of Clans today, and we're looking at some Queen Charges and Queen Walks at Town Hall 9. If you have a moderate to high-level queen, I would suggest you learn some strategies, some of which I'm bringing you today, that can take down bases with the Queen Walk. Starting things out, it's just so much value, so powerful, especially at Town Hall 9, and it's a skill you could take with you all the way till the end game right now at Town Hall 13. Before I get into it, guys, make sure you sub the channel, make sure you ring the bell. We have daily Clash of Clans videos right here for you every single day, but we're starting out with a Queen Walk. First of all, at Town Hall 9, most of the time you can get away with 4 healers. Notice the balloon coming in before the healers. We call that a Coco Loon, and that loon is going to get rid of any air traps or air mines that could hurt your healers, and balloons take a lot less cam space than the healers do, and it's just a great way to keep your healers safe. Notice the baby dragon and the king and wizards being used down below. Those are being used so that the queen is being funneled and dropped right into the center of the base. When you see an army composition with jump spells or wall breakers or even quad quakes, you'll know the objective is to get inside of the base, which is called a queen charge. That's when the queen decides that she's going in the base rather than a queen walk, which is going around the outside of the base. I'm not sure if you guys knew that or not, but if you didn't, now you do. So what we need to see here is where my king is going to be, or my king is actually the name of the attacker, not talking about the king and the attack itself, where the attacker is going to drop the jump, and there it is. That's calling for the queen to dive into the base, to lure the clan castle, deal with the clan castle troops, and that's one thing that's worth noting, guys. One of the things that you always want to do with a queen charge is take out the clan castle troops. 2 is oftentimes to take out the enemy queen if possible, and if we're looking at an air attack, which we are right now, it's really a nice benefit if you could take out a couple of air defenses or air sweepers that can mess up the pathing or really slow down the air portion of your attack. Now that the attack has, or that the Queen Walk has taken down 50% of the base on the eastern side, the balloons can come through and path through nice and easily right behind those lava hounds. And that's something worth noting, guys. What you're doing with the Queen Walk or a Queen Charge is taking out A, key objectives, and B, narrowing down the base so that your balloons or oftentimes hog riders can go in a narrow path down the base rather than having a full wide base where they get spread out and where they're a lot less powerful. And as you can see, the attacker, my king right here from the RT family, did a beautiful job of that, resulting in a 100% 3-star. And notice, the queen is still up in the attack. Her ability was just popped, she survived, and many dominant attacks that use Queen Charge will have the queen alive at the end of the attack, surviving the entire thing. Our second example is again a Queen Charge Lalo, and we have actually 3 examples of Queen Charge Lalo in today's video, and then 2 examples of Queen Charge Hog Riders. And the objective is similar in all these, guys. And so far, if you like this video, give me a like on it and let me know down below if you like to Queen Charge or if you're looking to learn. That's how I know why you're here watching this video. So again, we have that wizard helping out with some funneling, making sure that the queen is going to go in the right direction, or maybe just getting some value because it's being tanked by that queen. We're going to have some queen on queen action here, and here's another tip for the Queen Walk or Queen Charge. Make sure you utilize rage spells. Even if you have to use all of your rage spells on the Queen Walk, you want that queen to stay alive. You want her to stay up, and you don't want her to go down. Guys, the Queen Walk is expensive to do. It costs nearly 60 cam space to train up all these healers to keep the queen going. The last thing you want is for the Queen Walk to die and lose out on all of that cam space. So keep them up with rage spells, freeze spells if you have to freeze an Inferno Tower if you're doing this at Town Hall 10 or above. But, you know, make sure the queen stays alive. And that's something you're going to see consistent in all the attacks today. The queen does stay up. Notice the king was used on this attack to funnel the queen into the core of the base. Only 1 more rage spells left in the composition, and the question is, will it be used on the Lalo on the back end, or will it be used on those healers to keep the queen alive? And I can almost guarantee you it's going to be used for the queen, and her ability was popped right there, which actually made the lava hound go in a different direction. Queen's gonna follow that hound, and a lot of times attackers will use a rage rather than letting the queen use her ability. In this case, the attacker decided to let the queen's ability pop and was gonna use the rage somewhere else, possibly on the queen later on. I'm not sure yet. That rage is still sitting there, but look at this. On the top of the base, there is a heavy Tesla farm that those balloons are pushing through with those tanks behind. And again, the base was narrowed down pretty significantly with that queen getting that massive value. Now, we still have that rage spell in the composition, and I'm curious as to where it's going to be used. It's actually being used right down here below, not on the queen charge, and what that tells me is the attacker felt that the attack was going well enough and the queen charge was strong enough, not being targeted hard enough to need the rage spell to be used on the queen and the healers. And with that said, guys, when you're raging up your queen on a queen walk, it's actually more important to rage the healers, keeping the healers alive rather than getting the rage in the queen. Obviously, it's best if you could place it perfectly and get both of them, but if you had to only get one, you better get those healers, because if not, the queen is most likely going to go down when in a tough situation. And this is the final queen walk lalo that we have in today's video, and again, a quad quake, 4 of those healers. This time the queen is starting in the western side, getting the value from the wizard on the town hall, going to secure that 1 star, and then going to funnel the queen again into the base, into that quad quake, so that she could take out the clan castle troops, the enemy queen in the core, because when you're doing lalo, you must take out the enemy queen. And I don't know if you guys peep this, but if you check out my second cam right up above, you will see that my DLive stream is up, and I'm not streaming at the moment, but I am streaming Monday, Wednesday, Fridays on DLive, 12 p.m. Eastern time. I would love to see you guys there. And if you want Clash every day, my boy Klaus Gaming streams on DLive Clash of Clans Tuesday and Thursday. So come through. Links to both of us are in the description of this video, and come represent Clash of Clans with us over on DLive. We would love to see you there. All right, my ad, my promo of my other service is done now. Let's get back to this queen walk and look at how amazing this quad quake was. Really opened up those compartments. It's going to allow the queen to dive straight on in. And notice the king was used as well, securing that funnel. You don't want the queen to walk around when you use 4 space of spells to get her inside of the base because of that quad quake. Now, of course, you could have used a jump spell, but you wouldn't have gotten the same value. I guess the attacker could have chose to bring a few wall breakers to get in the first tier and then a jump spell, but sometimes it's just better to bring the quad quake along. It's more of an exact, definite entrance into the base, where sometimes jump spells can be a little bit finicky. But the queen took down, our queen took down the enemy queen, our queen took down the clan castle, and our queen should path around and take out some of those lower air defenses, especially since those balloons just took out that wizard tower up above, and that's exactly what's happening. So our queen is going to get even more massive value, taking out air defenses, which, well, don't do well with balloons. So she's going to take care of that and take out some of those ADs so the balloons could path on through a little bit more naturally. Down goes one of them right there. She's going to work on that cannon and then make her way to try and get to the other air defense as well. But it looks like the lava hound is going to get there first. Air bombs are being deployed on our lava hound. It's just too late. The balloons are strong. The queen charge did well. The attack is awesome. And that's how you queen walk lalo. I feel like there are a bunch of good tips in there so that you guys can learn some of the essentials for when you're queen charging, but we still have to talk about hogs. And I have 2 attacks that are going to demonstrate how to do the same queen walks and queen charges, but instead of lalo on the back end, we're going to use some type of a hog strategy as phase 2. So let's talk queen charge hogs for a moment. This one actually has a Pekka in there, as well as 6 hog riders, so maybe not as many hogs as you would think on this, but we're going to get massive value from the charge. And that's what this video's focus is, right? It's not really about the second phase of the attack, the hogs, the Pekkas, the lalo. It's really about the queen charge and how to get that value. And when you're looking at a base and you're trying to figure out, well, where do I start out my queen? You have to look at the defenses that are in front of you, right? You have to look at what you want to grab. And the attacker here is really looking to get that enemy queen, which is in that centralized compartment. Now we have 2 jump spells in this, and that tells me that we're going in with a ground attack, right? Investing in the jumps, allowing for the queen to jump in, and possibly even a Pekka to jump in as well. We're gonna see if that goes down. Now on the first attacks that we were looking at, if the queen goes down and dies, those healers just float in the air. They can't heal up air troops. They can't heal up the lava hound or the balloons. But in this strategy, if the queen charge does die, if the queen goes down, those healers can jump on over to other ground troops, such as the golem, the Pekka, the wizards, the king, or the hog riders coming in on phase 2. So it's a little bit safer if you're not so secure about how you attack with the queen charge. If you're still learning it, maybe you'll have a little bit more leeway here. Now there's that first jump spell, and this is a cool thing about this strategy. The queen is now going to jump into the base with the king and the Pekka, and this is suddenly going to become a healed up kill squad. So we transition from a queen walk around the base into a queen charge with a kill squad, with the Pekka, with the king. A lot of times people will use multiple Pekkas, and we call that strategy a Pekka smash, when a bunch of Pekkas are in the base with the healers that were initially on the queen for the queen walk portion. Notice the golem decided to walk around the base instead of going into the base, which is actually not bad because those wizards are able to take down the enemy king and take out defenses because they're being tanked so beautifully by those golem. Now the queen doesn't even have the healers anymore, but sometimes with these healers and the ground attacks, they jump in between troops that need them. Maybe the king will be healed up, maybe the hogs will be healed up, maybe the Pekka, maybe the queen. I don't know. It's basically a healed kill squad, and you can get massive amounts of value if the healers path in the right directions and choose the right troops to heal. So this was a queen walk into a kill squad with healers, and the queen kind of led the way. It went really well. As you could see, Zai from RT Family pulled in a triple on this one with tons of troops left over at the end. The base couldn't handle it because the queen walk into the dive was just sweet. And we're going to see something similar on this one as well. Notice 2 Pekka, 13 hogs, 4 healers on this attack, and a base that, well, it's giving you the town hall, but it could be really difficult to get into the core to lure the clan castle. And if you notice all the air defenses, they're a little bit nestled back as well, which is possibly why the attacker, the gamer, came in with a ground attack instead. Now notice, all of those Tesla up top have been exposed. Now it's worth noting, this war was won 50v50 war was won in 61 attacks by RT Family. They only took 11 missed attacks. The rest of the attacks were all 3 stars, so the majority of these bases were never scouted, had no idea where traps were, just came on in and spanked the bases. And the clan castle troops, if you notice, they're all Town Hall 9 level clan castle troops. No max level lava hounds, golem, Pekkas, anything coming out of the CC. It's all Town Hall 9 level. So these strategies are legit from some of the best Town Hall 9s that I know in this game, and more content to come. This is, to be honest with you guys, this is my 4th video I've made from this one war. 50v50, 100% war. Pretty incredible stuff. You can get a ton of content that could be valuable to you guys. So we got the baby dragon coming in, assisting with that funnel. Baby dragon's going to help lure the clan castle, which is going to be poisoned. Queen's going to be able to jump on in. Pekkas are going to jump on in as well. Notice the golem is tanking. The wizards were taking out stuff, and now we have the kill squad joining the queen walk. So these attacks were actually queen walk kill squad attacks. So the queen walk is then pushing into the base with the rest of the troops, and this is more like a Pekka smash. 2 Pekkas, the king, the queen, and the healers going through the core of the base. I don't think Town Hall 9 can stop this strategy, and this is why. Town Hall 10, you could put in some single target Inferno Towers. Those will melt through your golem, your heroes, your Pekkas, even if they're healers. If it's set on multi, obviously it won't. But at Town Hall 9, the worst defense to worry about is an Expo, and that takes forever to get through a Pekka. And if you throw the healers on top, my goodness, they are just not going to be able to get them down. So the healers finally went down in the attack because of the placements of those air defenses, but the troops are all healed up already, so everything is so rejuvenated because of those healers. They're able to push the rest of the attack. So what do you like better? Are you into the air stuff like the queen charge lalos that we saw before, which was a queen charge? More difficult than a queen walk? Or do you like these kill squad attacks like this where the queen walk goes into a kill squad into the base? You have to let me know down below which one is your favorite. And if you noticed my hat, guys, I do have a store that's linked in the description of this video, and there's probably a couple of my products underneath the video as well if you want to check them out. I kind of like the hat, and I think you would too. So come on, rep over Echo. But we're out of here for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the videos, and I hope you come back for more. But before you leave, make sure you check out this video because it's another one that you might like. Take it easy, guys, and be good.